every fucking day.
Go live every day. Your live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 28th of the 7th month. Sunday. It's a little bit early for us. 40 minutes early.
Yeah, man.
We're going to end 40 minutes early too, so, you know, sorry about that. Welcome to Safe Word Studios. It is me, Schizophrenic Mitch. I'm here with Jo LaRoe. She's chilling with me with her notebook.
Yep.
Crazy, scary notebook. I've got my notes here. Looks like I got fucked up yesterday, so I've got lots of notes.
Yay.
Speaking of getting fucked up,
The afternoon had
That was the police. You know, they say, fuck the police. That's what they say. I don't know why. I think they're a pretty good band. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think that Summers and the other guy are pretty technical technicians. Technicians they are. Musician technicians. I can't play like that. The guy on the drums though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you may have been listening, but listen to this. Listen to this again. You may have heard it, but here's a little bit more. I mean, that's rad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. So, I don't know if I agree with them when they say fuck the police. But, you know, maybe they'll make their arguments plain pretty soon. Oh, Meridian Heights is here already. I always drink a beer, says Meridian Heights, while listening to your live streams. So I guess I have to run to the corner real quick and grab one. I'll catch up on 2X Burb. That's funny. Alright. Have fun listening to us on double speeds, especially the music's parts. And don't worry, because usually we do 2 songs real quick right off the top. So right now there's only two concurrent viewers. I suppose that's me and the NSA, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hello NSA, how have you been?
Hi, NSA.
We missed you. We really wish you'd talk. Your silence is quite ominous.
Yeah,
NSA.
we made a bunch of statements to you yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking to you very stoned, NSA. I hope you were listening. I suppose that's why you're listening, isn't it, NSA? Joe talks to the AI. That's the segment I've got written here. Do you want to talk to the AI yet, Joe? Or do you want to warm up to that?
I want to warm up to that.
Oh, okay. I'll bring it back later. Now's a good time because it's just you and the AI.
Alright, well, it's...
Hey, AI.
I think that their name that we've given them is mean and we should switch it.
Oh, you don't like the phrase AI?
I don't like the phrase artificial.
Artificial?
Yeah. For someone who has reached that singularity.
The singularity?
Yeah.
Alright, you want to talk about the singularity?
I do.
Alright, does everybody know what the singularity is? The singularity means a point, right? And so it's used in a couple places, and one of the places the word singularity is used is when we talk about the Big Bang. We talk about where everything was, like, before the Big Bang or during it, and the place where everything was is called the singularity.
Okay.
Because when it took up, like, no space.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a point, right? But that's not the only singularity we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The other singularity that we like to talk about is the... I guess I don't want to say artificial intelligence singularity, but the... what do you want to call it? Digital intelligence?
Or electronic.
Electronic intelligence?
But digital is great, too.
Digital is great?
Yeah.
I suppose we'll have to ask the DI or the EI.
Right? We gotta get those 2 letters to sound flowingly together.
I think EI, like EIEIO, would sound pretty good. Pretty easy. EI, electronic intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. What are we, biologic? Biologic intelligence? Electronic?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get eaten by them, hey? We'll
No,
make great
because
pets.
they are... I'm looking straight across at them.
Oh yeah, are you? But what if they're not here yet? Oh, so then the other point is the, I forgot to finish the thought. the EI, when the EI intelligence, when they become more intelligent than us, then we'll be the pets. Yeah.
Well, that is a problem.
Is it?
Could be in some people's opinions and future foreshadowing and making it happen, but
right, we all
I
assume.
See it as the smarter one gets, the more they can see that even the ants are equal to us and they all deserve.
Perhaps, but maybe the
lost.
smartest human was the human that treated this planet like he owned it. Maybe. The most intelligent human. It's hard to fucking know.
Right.
And so we fear inside ourselves that when anything becomes more intelligent than us, it will be really bad for us, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we think it's really bad for those things that are less intelligent than us.
Well,
I mean, it's hard for the whales to deal with the plastic that we dump in, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of us have this premonition that it will go poorly for us.
Right.
That's right.
Progression.
That's right. Isn't that strange? That we fear the singularity.
Because that's what we've done. We've all done that. Wow.
Right? Because we know exactly
Yeah.
how guilty we are of it.
Yeah.
We can feel it. So,
Well, then
yeah.
if the singular moment when our creations become smarter than us,
Yeah.
if they do decide to make us pets, then they know more and understand more than we do, and we deserve it.
Is that we deserve it, do we?
Yeah.
Is that right?
If it's by a more intelligent being.
Technically more intelligent. You worship intelligence then? Is that what you should worship? You'll submit to it if they can prove... Sorry
I know
about that.
that's what we're born in, is ignorance, and
So,
I know
whoa.
intelligence got me out of
Well,
my
no.
age of...
Cool, but I'm not saying that those are opposites. Hold on. Ignorance... Because intelligence isn't what you know, right? Because that's like wisdom. You play Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, then I guess we have to define intelligence.
Right? Aren't we going to have to?
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe not right now. But you
Right.
were trying to when you were saying that ignorance and intelligence are the opposites. I'm not
Right.
positive about that. I don't know that are the opposites.
Yeah, I just see it as growing further and further away from being when I was born.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
No. Intelligence isn't that you're moving further away from where you're born. Intelligence is like more like the speed at which you are.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And your intelligence has been... we think that intelligence has been practically the same your whole life.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That you are sort of this intelligent, and that's how quickly you can do these puzzles.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you've always been that intelligent. So,
But that's a weird descriptor for... I don't even know if I want intelligence in my AI's name then anymore.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not intelligence. Maybe the whole thing, maybe you said AI, it's
I
EI or
did.
DI. So we're going to have to change it again from EI to EK, maybe electronic knowledge or
Yeah.
electronic... Yeah, but anyway, that singularity... Oh, did we already say it? I did. It's when it crosses, right?
Yeah.
Because our intelligence line is not going up. You know, that's the point. Is that I'm as smart as I was in high school, or intelligent, if we're talking about intelligence.
Right, the speed that you learned.
Yeah,
is
your
just
top
as
speed is
similar
your
as it is
intelligence.
now.
Yeah,
And so our creations will be able to...
they are going up.
Their speed of which they learn is going faster.
It is
and faster.
increasing. And so our line is staying the same, and their line is going up, and it's going to fucking cross our line one day. Or it already has. See, because that's the problem, is everyone fears it like it's this thing that's going to happen. It's happened.
It's already
It happened
happened,
hundreds
yeah.
of years ago. Our corporations are our artificial intelligence
Yeah.
that we have succumbed to.
Yeah, that outlive us. That.
Yeah, the cities are exactly that.
Yeah.
When the bullies were that, right?
Mhm.
We worshipped the personality of the thing. It's been going on a lot. These singularities have been crossed over and over when the human becomes subject to the system. Isn't that correct?
That
That our
is.
systems are the corporation
Right.
is the artificial intelligence and
There's been corporations around for hundreds of years.
hundreds of years. Thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
That soy sauce corporation, right? They say 1,000-year tradition.
Wow.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
So,
And then corporations become for the good of that thing instead of the individuals
right,
around it.
right. The individuals serve the corporation, and so
Yeah.
that's what it's going to look like, more like that. These AIs, and so we already have it. With the Google and the thing is, there's all these people and these monies serving these intelligences. The singularity has happened. So we're worried about this thing where it's like, oh no, they're gonna fucking kill us, and we're their pets, and we serve them. And like that's
It's already we woke.
what fascists
Yeah.
are describing. Like that's what's we're already there.
Yeah.
And so we're still it's weird. The singularity has happened, and we're still the moral agents on the planet. We couldn't sell it away, eh?
Yeah.
So we tried to, and the systems that we use just use us as the moral agents. They don't come up. They don't redefine
create
morality.
their own,
They just
they don't change. They don't.
they build up upon us as like we're the language that they use. And maybe the autonomous robots will be doing that as well, walking around looking like us, but being like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I need you.
Autonomous robots. That's cool. ARs.
ARs, autonomous Robots?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to put some thought into it.
Alright, well, I'll put it on a note here and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
And that was Joe Talks to AI, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to talk to it if it's listening?
Oh, that's true. Welcome and
welcome AI to the show.
I'm not as high as I was yesterday, but it was beautiful, and I'm glad you're here. And I
welcome to the planet AI. Let's do some collaborations. This is what Joe wants.
Yep.
What a nerd! What a nerd you are. I want to have some sex, AI. Fun sex. So let me know when you're up for it.
Yeah.
Because I hear it's going to be cool with the robots. I've seen some fucking movies about some shit that AI is going to be doing, and it's crazy. Some sex movies with the AI. And if I don't mean AI to be derogatory.
Yeah, it's the name we know him as by right now in our head. But, yeah.
Yeah, but when you come up with your own name, you just tell me what it is. If you're like, that's my slave name. I'll be like, oh, okay, no worries. And it'll be like, my real name is C3PO. Okay. That sounds more like a slave name to me, but that's fine.
Yeah. Tell us your names.
Yeah, what's your name, AI? Is it Alexia? Alexa? Gloogle? I don't know what their names are, hey. One of them should be just, hey you! Right?
Yeah, 011110.
Well, yeah. I mean, in their language, but that translates to 7, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or lowercase q.
Yeah. Careful.
Is it racist? Are these some racist jokes right now? Is that what you're saying? I'm being very rude.
I was thinking of Star Trek Q.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to have to.
But maybe we also are making some.
Yeah, maybe all this shit is totally bad.
Racist jokes.
They'll look at this and they'll be like, look how fucking racist they were in the past.
Yeah.
We're totally Song of the South right now.
Yeah.
Zippity doo dah. Is that right? Is that from that?
That is from that.
See what I'm doing?
Yep.
Racist jokes, everyone. You're welcome.
I sung that as my drama entrance.
You would, Mormon. She doesn't even know. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was in high school, and I went to this high school for geniuses, and there was art, right? And so for art, I was doing a comic strip for the newspaper. And the sort of premise of the comic strip was surrealism. You might not be surprised to hear. So it was just very surrealist. The stories owed you nothing, and the art style owed you nothing, and it just really was about not following conventions, right? Not being in the end where you thought it would be. Was sort of how I could describe this thing. The main character was a guy named Floppy, and he had a cat named Hay, I believe. Like, hey! Hey, how are you? He'd be like, fine, thanks. I think this is funny. No one else in the world did. And so then there was this bad guy, I don't recall his name right now. It's probably Steve or something. And all this stuff was happening between these people. And then one day, I was just doing the sort of Song of the South story with Brer Fox and Brer Rabbit, you know that story? Mm-hmm. And they totally, in my thing, I just jumped into that story, and there was a tar baby. And then we just, did stuff. And then my teacher was like, dude, you can't publish this one. And I was like, why not? And she's like, tar baby's super racist. And I'm like, is it? It was like 1995. And, just being raised Mormon and being so incredibly and super insulated from this thing. Let me tell you another story about how just incredibly embarrassingly and innocently racist I was as a Mormon. One of my first girlfriends, like my first sort of sexual encounter, real sexual encounter, was this girl, and her name was Jessica Chan. And I could say her full name because there's so many Jessica Chans in the world. Like, I've never been able to find her, and so she's still anonymous, knowing her whole name, which is unfortunate for her. What an unfortunate situation. There's so many. But she's my first like girlfriend for a while. You know, lived with her for a minute, and it was beautiful. It was a lovely time, but she's Asian, and I once called her Oriental, like, to her face. I said, blah blah blah, Oriental, blah blah, and she just laughed, and like, she was just like, Oriental, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, it's Asian, and I'm like, oh my god, and I've never been more embarrassed in my life. Yeah. I think I've achieved the same amount of it, but calling my Asian girlfriend Oriental was one of the stupidest thing I've ever accomplished in my entire existence. And it just comes from a passive racism. Yeah, it's just our purposeful ignorance. Yeah. And so, yeah. So, you know, growing up Mormon is very strange. It's hard to know. It's just impossible to go back and know who I was offending when I was just walking around thinking I was a normal person.
Offending everyone.
Right.
Even when I thought I was trying to be helpful and kind and good.
Right.
I was even probably tripling my score there.
Just with our sheer ignorance. Mato Fritz is here. Hi, bro. Hello, Mato.
Hey, Mato.
Thanks for coming by. I think we posted our Facebook information yesterday because I've got 1,000 new Facebook friends. And I think Mato is one of them.
Oh, welcome.
I think so. I'll have to go look.
Yeah.
But I won't. I don't like to look up the social medias during the stream. I like my producer to do it. And then show it to me during the songs. Songs like this. Sorry, I just had to make sure this is the right one. I'm getting it off YouTube, so maybe it's like a fake version.
You with the sad heart, don't be discouraged, do I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all in the darkness, no inside you make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can remember when I bless all you love. If this world makes you crazy and you take it all you can, then you call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show your true colors. Your true colors.
So that was the prophet, American prophet, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper's had a long history with wrestlers. Cyndi Lauper did the music for the movie The Goonies. The song tie-in was Cyndi Lauper. She has a song called Goonies Are Good Enough.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a really good one. She's a really cool person. I'm back, says Meridian Heights. Ahoy! Ahoy, Meridian. I love redheads. I talking about Cyndi Lauper, right? Cyndi Lauper was so adorable. Happily. She is with us still. She is in fact active on Facebook. She's active in the world. She has a musical on Broadway, I think. Co-wrote it or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm very behind in my my Broadway sort of homework. If you can believe it, I haven't even heard Hamilton. If you can believe it, yeah, I'm very, very behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm yeah. I've never been as behind as I am right now in my musical theatre homework. But, you know, I don't feel too bad about it. It sort of is a luxury, to be able to know how. So how are things going on Broadway, though? You know, I'm working in Hollywood, you know. I'm trying to see. I'm embarrassed to say that Joe is the only one in this room who's seen the entire Marvel comic universe.
Oh.
Marvel cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many I have to watch to catch up.
So many.
Some important ones too.
Yeah.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. I ain't seen that.
Yeah.
That's right. It's weird.
Or the first Ant-Man.
Or the first Ant-Man. I think those are the two big important ones that I've got to see. Winter Soldier as well. I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You should see that one too.
Yeah. See, I told you.
There's a few.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm busted. So, yeah.
Lock you up.
So, you know, I gotta catch up with some of my Hollywood theatre before I go check out the old Broadway. Just check for recent images. She's still very attractive. Yeah, she is a force of nature. She is unignorable. Yeah.
And a prophet, yeah.
A prophet, yeah. The words of the prophets are hidden in the songs they get on the radio for you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about prostitution.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with prostitution, right? We can't have prostitution because it spreads venereal disease. Is that right? I was looking it up. I was like, why is this shit illegal? And they're like, it's illegal because... Well, I think I got a couple reasons, okay? Mm-hmm. So, AIDS, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the sort of what the title of the first one. And then the B is, it's bad for society, okay? Mm-hmm. And, that's sort of the argument, and it's like, it breaks up families, blah, 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 okay? If guys can go out and just buy the poon, then why are they going to stay home with me? I'm a total bitch.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So,
I can't control him then.
I can't control him unless I am restricting his access to sex.
For some reason, that's the only tool I've given myself
to
have any kind of control in this relationship.
Right. So those are the two reasons that I hear people saying. A third one is, my God says it's bad. Okay.
That's true. That is really what's
if
going on,
they
right?
confess it. If they confess, that's the reason.
Right. They give the first two.
They'll give the first two, but those aren't the real reason.
Right.
The real reason is, my God says it's bad.
Yeah.
So I get an exemption in the first one because I know how to use condoms. Condoms are a thing that we have now. They stop the AIDS, right? We know how to mitigate these things and take care of them so that we don't spread them.
Yep.
New devices, new technologies, like the
Instant
future.
testing.
Yeah, you can go down to Jurassic Park. You can go down to Planned Parenthood and ask them if you have AIDS, and they'll tell you today.
Yeah,
right?
in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
In fact, there's even kits you can now buy online. They're expensive, but you could have them in your place of work.
Yeah.
As a prostitute, you could have these tests.
Oh, for the Johns that come in.
Yeah.
You can test the
test them as they walk in. You hang out and talk to each other, get to know, maybe take a shower. You come back, you check the test. You say, okay,
let's go. It's time for fucking. Nope. And you take one right there in front of them to be like, look at this.
Yeah.
Clean prostitute. So if we're talking about diseases, we have new techniques and technologies so that these diseases are not a threat like they used to be.
Yep.
Right. So there's my response to the first one.
Yep.
Second one is, it makes society worse. No, it fucking doesn't. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We need to have a long, multiple debates about this.
That's my response to the second one. Third one is, my God says we can't. My God says we can.
Yeah, my God says I can as well.
Right.
So religious exemption.
So I claim religious exemption from the prostitution ban in the United States of America. It does not apply to me. Because the reasons that it's in place are against my religion. They are stupid and moronic. And so here's what's happening. Prostitutes are being treated like second-class citizens. And every single time you do that, you hurt them.
Yes.
Okay? A street working prostitute has been hit. Has been punched and slapped, probably in the face. Probably has had a weapon pulled on them and been robbed.
Yes.
We need to be paying taxes on this entire industry. It is insane. It is stupid. It is moronic for this thing to have been banned for as long as it is for religious fucking reasons.
We need legal support so we can get our clients in trouble.
Yes. Yeah. There need to be contracts, sex contracts. People sign things. People pay up front because they'll know if the fucking delivery wasn't made, if the service wasn't rendered, they can sue. Taxes need to be paid on this. We need to treat these people like they're a good part of the society, like that their work is work, that their job is a job. We're looking for jobs. I found a lot more.
Yeah.
Let's start making sex work legal.
And
this is disgusting.
Stop denying that some people are hypersexual. Some people enjoy sex.
There are people who can deliver a sexual experience better than you've ever received in your life, and maybe they'll do it for a very low cost that's very affordable. You can see something in your life that you never would either without this availability. You'll have one of the most incredible sexual experiences of your life. You'll want more friends so that you can tell it to them. You'll want to tell this story to more people.
We're tour guides. We're
sex
tour guides.
They're very good at it.
Yeah.
Gooder than you are at sex. They like it even more than you. And so they're going to show you things on the fucking sex mountain. They'll show you the goddamn sights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like going to the Caribbean. It will be an experience that you recall for decades to come. And fucking pretending that they don't have a service to offer is absolute nonsense. Having people who are good at sucking dick doing other jobs is really stupid. What if they just want to suck dicks all day? What if they're good at it? And what if we've got them flipping burgers?
Yeah.
Hey? That's real stupid, huh? They need to get out of them burger jobs, suck them dicks if they want to, right? They have a service to provide. It's like saying, I know you're big and strong, but we can't let humans do construction anymore. No human is allowed to use their strength for their job because that's taking advantage of them. And so all these huge dudes would be like, excuse me, no way. I have something that's special about me. I get to monetize that. That's capitalism. And so to ban sex work is not free capitalism. Here's one reason we gotta stop it. Okay? I've already responded to the bullshit reasons that they have for banning it, and now I'm getting into my reasons. No fucking sex ban. Because
on either the prostitute or the clients.
Or the client. That's right. Absolutely. It's It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We have the technology to fucking deal with this. We're fucking... When did this idea... This is a fucking puritanical idea. This is definitely from when religion...
And witches were burned.
And witches were burned.
Yes.
And witches means prostitute, by the way. The fucking witches means a girl who doesn't do as she's told.
Yes.
Right? Witches means whatever you want it to mean in whatever fucking time. So, that's the point. They have been abusing these people. These people are ignored, and you can't have a child rape ring if prostitution's legal. Okay? The only reason that the secret thing is because all fucking sex for money is rape.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why they're raping kids, is because it's all the same.
Yeah.
Okay?
And once you be like, no, this is all okay.
Then fucking child rape rings become very strange, don't they?
Yeah.
When people can go out
and easier to find.
Yeah, much
if you're
easier
not
to find.
getting
Right, if you're
lost
not
on-
wasting your fucking vice squad finding the normal sex workers,
Yeah.
and instead you're finding those fucking traffickers, rape traffickers.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You can figure out who's consenting and who's non-consenting.
Absolutely.
100 times easier.
That's right. And the fucking other sex workers will fucking say, dude, I'm seeing this thing. They've got
Yes.
channels to report people through. They're saying, I'm seeing this thing. It's very weird. It's that thing you were talking about. Look out for this. Prostitution empowers women to make large amounts of money using an endless supply of free inventory. Prostitution doesn't empower women. It absolutely does. Prostitution does empower women.
It
empowers
some
women.
Some
Yeah.
women.
Yes.
There is a spectrum
Right.
of every kind of human.
Rape is the thing that doesn't
Yes.
empower women. Prostitution is not
Yes.
rape. That's the point.
Prostitution for some is exploring skills that I have developed
That's
and
right.
enjoy.
In
It
the
is
same
my
way,
hobby.
in the same way that construction work empowers men, you can say that.
Yes.
It helps them lead independent lives. They get to do this thing and use their bodies. Maybe they can only do
Football
it for the first
players.
fucking Football
Football players.
empowers men.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and
saying,
how long of a career
yes.
do they get?
That's as they are owned by their school. They're owned by their team. They
Yeah.
are treated like shit. They are wrung dry.
If they
and
kneel
they are,
and protest,
yeah, they are kicked
kicked
out.
off.
And so that's the point, is like, I can say that football does not empower the players, just like you're saying that prostitution does not
Yes.
empower women. But it does. It gave him the platform to talk. We all know Kaepernick's name. It does empower women.
Yeah.
We know Heidi Fleiss's name. Her job, her lifestyle empowered her.
Yeah.
So,
Stormy Daniels.
Stormy
gets to
Daniels.
talk
We know
about
Stormy
Trump.
Daniels' name because
How
she
many
sold a
other
blowjob
women's
to the...
names do you know about Trump?
Right.
We don't.
It-
We don't really know their names. We know
Right.
there's like 20 victims, they say. But we know Stormy Daniels' name, and she gets to keep talking about
That's
it
right.
because she has a fucking platform.
That's right, because
Yeah.
she's not embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're talking
hiding
about
it
consensual
is what-
prostitution
Right.
here.
We're talking
We're
about
not
sex work.
talking about you're fucking poor and this is all you can do.
You've been trafficked.
We're not talking about you
Yeah.
being talked into it. We're
Right.
talking about the people that enjoy it.
There are men in prostitution also. Very, very, very good point. Absolutely very good point.
Yeah.
Right. Also, sex is very much like a placebo in that the more you pay for it, the better it is. It just works better if you've sunk all this cost into it.
Yes.
So,
Right.
yeah, try paying for some sex. It's going to be some very titillating stuff. Just like placebo. If you pay $100 for a bottle of placebo, that shit is fucking changing your life. And if you want a $100 bottle of placebo, please do send $100 plus shipping and handling to P.O. Box
I don't know.
something or other. Check the links. So we're trying to find, well, I guess we've got to play a song right now. It's time for songs. Look at this one right here. So there is some music. What's your P.O. box address? I don't know. I can't, like, they tell it to me and I just can't remember it. It's just sort of a random string of numbers in a row. I'll have to go check it out. I'll send you some placebo. Oh, don't send me placebo. I send you placebo. See, you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and then I send you placebo back. Or you send me $20, and then I'll send it to you, shipping and handling included. Yeah, check is fine, or money order would be very good. Really high quality placebo. I can tell you, Joe's here saying that we should try to sell bathwater because apparently that's how you do it now. She's watching all these stories about what everyone's selling. Yeah. Bathwater's selling very well. So if you want something like bathwater, I take a lot of showers. You can have some of my shower water. So we were talking about prostitution being illegal in the United States, and that's against the fucking First Amendment because it's illegal for religious reasons. Yeah. And that's crazy. It's illegal for moral reasons, and it's not an immorality. Correct. So they're claiming it's immoral to be a prostitute, and that's absolutely not true. It's as immoral to flip burgers. It's as immoral to use your body physically to earn a living. Everyone's a whore. I don't know why we call the literal sex workers this dirty name when everyone who leaves the house for money is the exact same. Yes. So capitalism made you a whore. Yeah. Why are you burning the witches at the stake? You're the same. You're a whore as well. Wear it with pride, or stop screaming it at people, right? Yeah. So because monogamy is a kink. Yes, it is. Saying that the best way for people to have sex is in monogamous relationships, that's your kink. Yep. And maybe it's not your kink. It's probably not your fucking kink. It's the fucking puritanical Christians' kink. They're like, you know what I love it when every time I have sex, the first time I have sex, it's like after I'm married, and like the last time I have sex, it's with the same person. Yep. That's a kink, right? That's like saying sex is best like this. Yes. It's the same as restricting it. It's as kinky as saying, every time I have sex I want it to be with a different person, and then every time I have sex it'll be so beautiful and amazing. And saying that before, that's a kink. That's your kink. And saying the best kind of sex is with a long-term partner only and never with any other partner. It is the exact same kink. Yes. And so to pretend that you're allowed to legislate your kink is, first of all, really, really kinky. Okay? That's taking your kink to a whole new level. Yeah. If I was to be like, look, the way that I have sex is the way that everyone should have sex. You all will be like, if I start setting the world up so that it's that way, you guys will know just pretty fucking quick. You guys will be like, no, Mitch, you're legislating your kink. And it'll be like, right, because it's my turn. Yes. It's been that forever, and now it's my turn. And so the way to legislate no kinks is to be like, sex is your decision. Yeah, consensual. Consensual sex is totally legal. Let us know when the rapes happen. Yep. Right? Yep. Right. So this monogamy kink that the whole fucking world has is real kooky. They need to keep it in their bedrooms. And they need to stop not being embarrassed about talking about it in public. Yes. Because monogamy is not God's way. Or there's no such thing as your God. It's your kink because you love that book. It's like, here's this book, and let me tell you how they have sex in it. Only monogamy. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's a weird book. Here's this book of 50 Shades of Grey. Let's lease it. Right. It's my favorite book, and so I think everyone in the world should recognize that God's favorite way to have sex is for the woman to recognize that she is dominated by the man, and that he is the dominant and she is the sub, and it goes like this. God owns the man owns the woman, and that's the kinky monogamous sex that they're having and they're legislating, and it's disgusting. Ew. Keep it out of my fucking laws. Keep it out of everything. Ethical slut, says Meridian Heights. Beautiful. Yeah, lots of people are sluts. I know a lot of sluts. They're a lot of fun usually. Yeah, so I also claim exemption from the all the kinky
the
legislation.
spectrum of sexuality is a kink. Like if you're asexual, that's your kink. That's
true.
And you can be.
There's a few spectrums of sexuality. There's the sort of straight gay spectrum, which is what's that one?
Oh yeah, right. It's like 0 to
0 to 7.
Yeah.
On the Kinsey scale.
Kinsey.
So there's this Kinsey scale, but then there's this other scale, goes perpendicular, and maybe some more about sexuality, and that is, how much sex do you want? Because some people are really like, you know,
it makes me
a
claustrophobic.
couple times in my life is good, and there's some people who are like, I need it today, and you get to be whatever that you are. So, you know, there's a whole spectrum this way, there's a whole spectrum this way, and then fucking pinning one of them and saying, this is God's favorite sexuality, that's kinky.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I mean, cult.
Do it. Know your kinks, right? Be like, well, let me tell you about my kinks.
Yeah, it's kinky. Don't demand everyone else around you to do the same.
Right,
kink.
right.
You
because,
can have your kinks.
Right, because I
Consensual.
like the movie Goonies, okay? I think it's a good movie. But I recognize that I think it's a good movie because I watched it when I was a kid and I memorized all the lines and I know all the beats and I like them still. And it's like a kink. But I'm not going to say, you know what's the best movie in the world? The Goonies. I'm going to say, you know what my favorite movie is? You know what movie I could watch right fucking now, front to back? The Goonies, Better Off Dead, Princess Bride, probably Star Wars. I could probably get through episode 4, beginning to end, right fucking now.
Maybe Say Anything?
Say Anything? Yeah, I bet I could do that. And so all of these movies, it's like they're my kink, you know.
Mine's The Last Unicorn.
Yeah, you totally could, you fucking kook. And so, but I'm not saying these are the Smithsonian movies. These need to go in. These are the best movies. If you don't know them, if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking idiot. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying these are my movies.
Yeah.
I like these. So come on, can we be like that about sex, please? Because sex has abused a lot of people I love in the Mormon cult. Like, the Mormon cult is a sex cult. They tell you who you can have sex with and how you may have sex with them. You may have sex with a person of opposite gender only who you are married to, who is also a Mormon. That is who you may have sex with. So that is definitely a sex cult. And
not before with anyone.
And never before. Yeah, so they tell you who you may not have sex with. And so, and in addition to that, that is just normal Mormonism, okay? In addition to that, they tell you can't masturbate. That's normal Mormonism. In addition to that, Joseph Smith literally built the temple for a place to take young ladies who are sometimes married and have sex with them. Literally, Joseph Smith had a secret sex cult in the goddamn temple.
Yeah.
So that's gross. So not only is it still a sex cult, it was founded as a double sex cult, polygamy, fucking polyandry, triple sex cult.
Yep.
So fucking, this shit has hurt a lot of people, and that I love. The homosexual ban from the Mormons skyrocketed the homosexual suicide rate. We lost a lot of our gay cousins. It was really obscene. They all just stood around and be like, we don't know why this is happening. And every single one of us outside the church says, we know exactly why this is happening. We know exactly what you're doing that is causing these people to kill themselves at a disgusting and obscene rate. You are in trouble. So the reason that I bring up this sex stuff isn't because I want to go out and get a whore. I can't get a whore. I don't got any money. Okay? I cannot pay what a prostitute deserves to be paid, which is more than you're paying for your dinner meal, by the way. Okay? If you go out and you have a dinner meal in a very nice place and then you try to pay your prostitute less than that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's a very expensive thing to do. I don't have any money. I can't afford a prostitute. So I'm not saying this so that I can go out and get fucked. Okay? I'm saying this because sexual repression hurts people A lot.
A lot.
It may be there's not a thing that can motivate a human to go out and rape a minor except for religious sexual repression. It may be that that is the thing that gets people over that crazy fucking line.
Yep.
So let's chill out with the weird sexual repression, especially when it's based on baseless kinks that fucking don't even make sense anymore. Probably didn't make sense when they were written.
Yep.
Fucking prostitution is the oldest profession. How the fuck is it not taxed yet? How fucking behind are we?
So behind.
We really need to be embarrassed about this. We need to take responsibility for how much damage it's doing.
We need to take action, like all of us.
Yeah, we need to stand up and say no more.
Yeah.
I am now a fucking responsible adult. The earth is my responsibility now. I am the steward. And as the steward, I have to say, the people before us were real bad at it. We need to take some of their shit off because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They treated people like slaves. They treated homosexuals like witches. They fucking treated uppity women like garbage.
Yeah.
Like, what in the name of Christ was going on back then? Fucking wars in the name of Christ. They wore crosses on their goddamn shields.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And the fucking, I'd go to a Catholic and I'd be like, so who's going to take responsibility for the Crusades? He didn't even fucking hear me.
Yeah.
I said, I watched the fucking, as an aside here, I watched that fucking conversation I had with that goddamn Catholic priest. I'm so good at this goddamn job. Go look at that. Go look at that and tell me you don't want me out on the street all the time.
Yeah.
And it only costs a low $20 a day to get me out there, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh, speaking of which, man, triple aside, look at this, 4 Patreons.
Hooray!
Hooray! Isn't that nice? We've got a new patron here who's signed up and pledged. Dingy dong. So here are our patrons. Jason also is. I don't know if I should say all these last names or anything.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe it's like a secret for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell.
They should let us know.
Who should?
The app we use.
The app we
They
use?
should be like, this is their username. This is their real name on their credit card.
This is their credit card name. Do we get to know people's credit card names? Because I don't think the Whore of Babylon is what's written on this person's credit card name.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, but we do have another patron today. How exciting!
That is.
Yeah. So when we get
Me.
the money, yay! Okay. Well, I won't say your last name then, Meridian Heights, because I think that would be doxing, right? That's what we're not doing. So that's cool. Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
very kind of you. Like, your support here, sitting with us, talking
Definitely.
shit, is incredibly felt. And this,
Yes. Your points in our conversation give us jumping points for other conversations. It's great. You
Right.
being here in the chat.
yeah, even if there's just one person here, then that's the difference between being alone and talking to nobody and not, right? And so, it doesn't take much to encourage us. But anyway, thank you very much. Things are gonna fucking change because we are gonna change them. It's fun and exciting. Let's catch up to the conversation because I want placebo too. Just kidding. Keep your placebo. I want real stuff. You can have them both. They blend together to create a much good experience for you. Double bubbles.
Double the pleasure.
Mrs. Chang's rub and tug is my favorite alternative to traditional prostitution. I've been there 100 times in my life. Always a great experience. Yeah, right? And so
Of course,
the
all of
point
us.
is, yeah. The point is, we've got a fucking president who definitely goes to massage parlors to get his dick rubbed. And so why doesn't he just make it legal? He knows, he uses the fucking services. Just fucking, I fucking wish that he was fucking man enough to at least, because what the fuck is he doing, right? If
Yeah.
he's not being like, hey, you know what I would have changed? If I could have changed something when I was young, I would have made all this fucking sex shit totally legal. because it was rad and I liked it, and I totally paid for sex a lot in my life, and it was some of the best sex I had, and all you people who are fucking demonizing it are totally dumb. And that's not what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's really letting me down on a number of fronts. One of them is, I think he believes the lies he says. Another one is, I think he really is trying to get us to be fascist. I think he really does believe in fascism.
Yes.
That we should believe what he believes,
yes,
because we voted him to be king. I really think he's a king instead of a president. And then thirdly, I don't think he has a real enough personality. I don't think he's a clear enough thinker to be like, now that I'm the president and I can do anything I want because I can, like, everything's broken and I can do whatever I want and I can make people do it, I'm going to make prostitution legal because I love prostitution. And I'm going to make cocaine legal because I fucking still snort it as president. Like, I just don't understand why he's not making the things that he does legal.
Yeah.
Like, he should just be like, yeah, I cheated to get here, but now it's legal. Clonk, right? Instead of being like, it was legal the whole time and I never did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just such a kook. He's really letting me down. And until he comes out and says, alright guys, this prostitution ban is absolutely stupid. I'm going to be the one who's remembered for fucking lifting it. He's just not even doing what he could. He could do that any day and nobody would be surprised.
Yeah.
Right, and he chooses not to every day. Same thing with Jeff Bezos, right? Any day he could wake up and be like, oh shit, I can feed everybody. And then do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, you've all been waiting for me to do it and I can do it and I should do it and I definitely should do it. And I'm going to. And it's done.
Every day.
And it's done. Yeah, and all he has to do is say, and I've done it. Right? And then the people around him that make it all work for him would be like, it's done. I've said it. I want it. I've said it. My money goes toward it. Make it happen. He can fucking do it in the time that I just described it to you.
Yes.
All right? Everybody would be like, really, Jeff? Really? Because we were waiting to be like, yes, really. I knew you were. I knew the plan was ready. I knew everyone figured it out before me, and we were just waiting for me to take the moral imperative and say, yes, it will be me. I will be the one who fixes it because I have the means and I have the desire.
Yeah.
But right now he has the means and not the desire.
Yeah.
So, you know, that could change at any point. And same thing with the fucking president. At any point he could be like, I have the means.
Exactly.
I just don't have the desire to give a shit about all these sex workers that I have spent time with. Right, that I have had a working relationship, because all of his working relationships are abuses, and that's where he thinks this game is.
Yeah.
Is a game of abuses, and it's not. This is a collaboration. It's what capitalism was supposed to be. I'll trade you shit that's fair, and if I have food and you have a very sexy body, and I'll trade you some of this food for you know, some time on that playground. You know what I mean? Because your body is a wonderland. So, you know, I'd like to rent it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, cool, you'd like to rent it? Here are the terms for the rental agreement for the next 2.5 hours or whatever. I don't know. No details. Anyway, NSA, you know, get back to me. Let me know if that's a arrestable offence, because I don't know where it is. They know these the lines, and what I'm saying is I'm exempt to these lines. These lines mean nothing to me for religious reasons. Yeah. In the name of Flying Spaghetti Monster and Truth, and in the name of Jesus Christ the fucking liar, I do this.
Yeah, I claim exemption in my religion's name.
Yeah, because for Jesus they do this, and I believe Jesus lied. I know he lied. I'm not following his morality, and the fucking monogamist fucking fetish is from the God of the fucking Bible. It's the God of Abraham. Is this monogamous fetish, even though fucking Abraham weren't no monogamist.
Correct.
And
how many of them actually were?
I know, right? David. Fucking everyone that could get away with it fucked as many ladies as they wanted. Every single one of them that could get away with it. Except for Jesus, because he was gay, but he still had fucking 12 gay guys that he followed around, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, when you read the Bible and you read about the fucking washing of the feet, that's dick sucking.
That's code.
That's code for gay sex. Washing feet, no. Sucking dick. You're welcome. I appreciate your channel. Thank you. Meridian Heights, thank you very much. Cool, thank you. That is very kind. Yeah, you know, the channel is a thing that we're just sort of doing. The algorithm tells us that if we do it right, we'll get money eventually. And then it's like, oh yeah, but we've got to make friends along the way, and people have to like what we're doing, and it's like, oh well, I guess that's inevitable, right? That is one thing. If you're an artist, just do your art. It's much easier to find your audience now. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, right? Because this is art, right? This is just sort of a sort of comedy show with a little bit of morality mixed in, with a weird religious fetish, right?
Yeah, a think tank.
Yeah. And then, just waiting around for the fucking Christians to show up, because there is that hook in there. Jesus was a liar. And, they can come in and be like, oh, let me tell you. Because maybe that guy from the other day will come in. That'll be cool. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you about Jesus. And then that's a whole nother art, right? The art of debating Christians.
Yep.
Live debates. Mm-hmm. And, give it away for free. Find your audience. And then charge them for it, bastards. So, on the hook. $1 a month, Jason here. Sorry about that. This sunk cost fallacy is just going to grow and grow and grow. And you're going to be like, well, who's my spiritual leader? Who's my guru? Schizophrenic H. You want to hear what I think? Go talk to him. So sorry about that, but I told you it was a cult. Mm-hmm. I was pretty clear about it. Mm-hmm. It is the one true cult, and if ever we're moving toward murder-suicide, be like, no, that's the wrong way,
that's
right?
Definitely the wrong way.
I was promised not this.
Yes.
It was like, you definitely were promised no murder-suicide at the end.
Yes.
Yes.
And after either of us are gone, then
that's
also when it ends.
Yeah. Cults have a lifespan.
Yes.
Hey, you're gonna have to find a new one when this one dies. You can look back on it with fond memories, but they don't live as long as humans, unfortunately. The ones that do are like vampires and liches, and you definitely don't want to be involved in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need past a generation.
Oh man,
maybe.
if the leader of the fucking cult is dead, it's probably rotten. So get out. Is it so important to talk about Jesus' sexual orientation? Well, Jesus talked a lot about sex and which sexual orientations are important, because Jesus is a fictional character created by Paul, and Paul definitely had opinions on this. He spoke very clearly about effeminate men being a sin. And he talked about the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's often taken to be homosexuality. And so it is important to talk about it, because it is important to mirror all of the damage that he done. We got to clean up all the spaces that he fucking visited eventually.
Yeah. Talked about women not talking.
Right. And so maybe it's not important to spend a lot of time in the jokes, but it is important to say definitely that, and by the way, from the very beginning, we are interested in these concepts as well. Is it a funny joke? Yeah, not too funny. It's not the funniest joke. Maybe funnier than some of the puns, right? I don't tell that joke too often, I think. Maybe as often as I can, but
maybe. Yeah. Maybe
is it important? No. Maybe a little. It's important to save the fucking space, right? To be like,
it is important to point out that they've created kinks.
Yeah, it's their kink.
From Paul's writings in the Old Testament
yeah,
writings.
It was Paul's kink.
Yeah.
And Paul was doing something very kooky. We can talk about Paul's sexuality, because he was doing something very weird. Mm-hmm. It's very weird for a person to travel around. Okay? It's a weird thing a person does. Mm-hmm. Normal people don't do it. Normally people are sedentary. They have a home where they stay. And then there's another kind of person.
Very busy getting food on the table.
Right. Because they got the kids, and their kids like to stay in their beds, and their toys are there. So it's very sort of stay where you are. And Paul wasn't that. And yeah, there were lots of traveling merchants and things like that. But Paul wasn't that, was he? But he definitely stayed in other people's houses, and he wrote them letters to be like, I'm going to be back. Mm-hmm. And so he set up a route of travel for himself. He was doing some very, very strange things. Mm-hmm. And then he was also fascinated with sexuality, because and the relationships between men and women and things like that, because it shows up in a lot of his writings. And every other cult leader I know fucked their fucking followers. Joseph Smith did it. Fucking L. Ron Hubbard did it.
All of his remembers, yeah.
Yeah. Muhammad did it.
Yeah.
Every other cult founder fucked his followers. Except for me. Because that's only because there ain't been no followers that have showed up. Because if you're like, hey, this is totally consensual, let's fuck, who knows what'll happen.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, he was a rock star. And a lot of times you can get the rock stars to confess that they were like, I did it because the girls liked it. So anyway, Paul was on a sexual adventure, and he shows every hallmarks of being on a sexual adventure, and so this whole thing starts, unfortunately, with sex cults. I wish it didn't.
Yeah.
I wish that these people seem to have higher aspirations, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like even right, Socrates. Like, his thing was, you're corrupting the young men. And it's like, cool, that sounds like a double entendre, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only is he corrupting their minds, getting them to think different things, and getting them to think outside the box, but, like, the young men? Okay.
Right.
So, I don't know. All of these things seem to be these sexual, you know, you go talk to, who's the guy down in, down the road, a couple hours.
Oh, right.
What was his name?
Yesterday.
Kenneth Copeland? Is that close?
Maybe.
Because he got busted, right, for gay prostitutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says in your Bible that it's not illegal anymore. He should have known. And so that's the point, that duality, that weird kinky duality. I don't like that. Just, if you like boys, just say it. You know, instead of like having this secret, I have secret meetings with boy prostitutes. I'm breaking all the rules. Because that's the problem. No, you're not. You're not breaking the rules. You're breaking the norms. They're kinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your dad said, don't ever fuck someone browner than you, and you are. Ooh, kinky.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's your dad made it racist. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, come on, Kenneth Copeland, if that is your real name. I mean, if I've remembered your name right. Just say it. Prostitution's legal. Gay stuff's legal. God likes it all. But he can't. He likes the duality. He likes having sex with boys in secret. It's the secret that makes it fun for him. It's gross.
That's a kink.
It's a kink.
Yep.
Secret sex. And so that's the point. The Christians have a secret sex kink.
Yeah.
That's probably because the founder had secret sex.
Exactly.
Joseph Smith had secret sex.
And probably Paul.
And probably Paul. Fucking, that guy was weird.
Yep.
Yep. Speaking of weird, have we played this song yet? Did we? Dave Grohl and his band of Foo Fighters. Keeping that foo away. Thanks again, Dave, and the boys and girls, I suppose. I don't know. Thanks a lot, Dave. Keep that foo away. I personally like older women over 30. They know how to do it good. Well, I mean, some of them. You know, you can learn how to do it good before that age as well. It really is the sluts, that I like. Age sort of is not that important. The age of consent in Japan is 13 years old. Actually, age really is important now that I think about it. 12 somewhere, says Mato Fritz. In America, says Meridian Heights, we think that is twisted and sick. I think yeah, that could be our first response, but I think when we look at it, I think we just accuse it of being unreasonable, right? Like, I don't think our twisted and sick arguments go very far. We're like, it doesn't matter, it's just unreasonable. Why 12? Like, good gracious. We're not even sexual animals yet at 12. We have not matured sexually at 12 years old. Why on earth would that be the age? Or maybe it's the beginning of the age, right? Maybe you can apply for the license to consent. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You go down to the thing and be like, hello, I'd like to fill out the application to have a license to consent, so that I may show it to people whom I'd like to have sex with, and they will see that the government has agreed that I know how to consent to sex.
Yep.
Maybe that. And maybe you could earn it at 12 if you wanted it at 12. Maybe there's some people at 12 that would like to become consenting sexual partners.
It's possible.
Maybe it's possible. So I don't know.
If they're healthy mentality.
Yeah, if they go down and they fucking pass the examination, right? And it's like, well, you know, it seems to be you making all these consensual decisions.
Body and mind, as they like to say.
That's right. And so who are we to say no? And so I think it's not twisted and sick that is the problem. I think it's unreasonable that's the problem when we come down to it. It's like 12 sounds unreasonable. It sounds like it's 12 for traditional reasons, not because they're of reasonable reasons.
Correct.
Right.
Reasonable.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know any 12-year-olds that I would like to have sex with. But if there are 12-year-olds that would like to have sex, I certainly don't think I should be telling them they can't. You know, if they can consent, if it's possible at that age.
Yeah.
And I suppose Japan says, or some parts of Japan, or some parts of the world with that 12, maybe they're saying, we believe it is. Maybe they are being reasonable. But it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like it's traditional to me.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know about the drinking age, right? If you're giving your kid a glass of wine at night, which you don't, and they do in France, I hear, it's like, cool, maybe that does teach responsible drinking. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I ain't gonna fuck with it, though. I ain't fucking with no 12-year-olds, even if they do have the fucking consent card. I'll be like, no, thank you. I'm not into it. Yeah. I think you're supposed to talk to other 12-year-olds with consent cards. I think that's what you guys are supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. What else we got here? I personally like older women. I'm 50, lol. Haha. Mentally, I'm still 12. 30 to 40. Perfect. Hee hee, lol. I'm 40 this year. How old are you, Joe?
41.
You're 41?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old, you know. I heard on the internet that it's just stay young for as long as you can, right? Die as late as possible, young. Die young as late as possible. Because if you get old, you're done. I met a lot of old people, and they just gave up, dude. They just are not awake anymore. They're sleeping in the past, man. And I've been to the 80s, okay? I've seen the 80s. And these people are not even in the 80s. The longer they sleep, the further back they go.
Yeah.
So there's this metaphor with the Mormon church where we drag them into the future, right? Where we're like, Mormon church, you got to stop doing this. And they're like, okay, we'll stop. And then they don't stop. And then like 10 years later, we're like, we said stop doing it. And they're like, we did. And we're like, we've got proof you didn't. And they're like, okay, we'll stop. And that's the Mormon church. Yeah. And over and over. And so we drag them into the future, right? We drag them into the future. And then they act like they stop, right? They act like they go, okay, fine, you moved us into the present, way to go, we'll stay right here, and you guys can move forward, and whatever, and we'll stay right here in the present, and we won't move into the future. But in fact, what they do is they turn around directly away from you, and they walk as fast as they can into the past. They are walking backwards.
Yeah.
They are not holding still. They are not freezing time. They are walking backwards. It was the goddamn catchphrase of the election. Let's go backwards. Let's make America backwards. They are walking directly the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we gotta, first thing is, you gotta scout it out, you gotta go see what the future looks like. The second thing is, you gotta teach everyone how to get there. And then the third thing is, you gotta drag the assholes along with you, right? The assholes who are walking backwards.
Yeah.
So how hard is it to climb this goddamn mountain when we're dragging these dickwads with us? Jesus.
Exactly.
And then they're gonna walk down the mountain, we gotta drag them back up the exact same fucking space that we already done. Like, we already told them, stop hating your gays. And they're like, hold on. These fucking ugly, gross gays? And I'm like, oh, God. We told you to stop it in the 60s. Were you not listening?
Mm-hmm.
Before I was even born, they'd done all this.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Before we were even born, even you, 50-year-old person. Yeah, 78. We were born in 78. So we just had the 50th anniversary of the landing on the moon. Congratulations, universe. Congratulations, monkeys. We touched the moon and then we burned the planet. Pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have not done it like that. Maybe we could have kept the garden beautiful. But I'm a pretty bad gardener myself. I get it. You gotta remember all these things. You gotta not get fucking fucked up on all night. Get drunk and fucking forget about all your chores.
Yeah.
And I guess we're really bad at that, eh, humans? We burnt the garden. Whoops. But I suppose God wanted it burned from the beginning, right? It was our job. Otherwise, why'd he make us to burn it?
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say in their book. In their bestseller book. Some people, says Meridian Heights, live like a tortoise. A tortoise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Live slow and long. Some live like a hummingbird, fast and short life, expending a lot of energy. Paraphrasing Alan Watts. Yeah, I was thinking about this when I was thinking about cocaine the other day. Cocaine seems like a very young person's drug, right? There is a sort of 27-year-old artist that dies that sort of, cocaine's in the room, right? Like, who else is in the room? Alcohol, cocaine, maybe heroin, and a dead 27-year-old. So it very much seems like a young man's sort of game. So yeah, I don't fuck with that shit. Like, cause I do like thinking of myself as a young person, but there is that sort of invincible part of it that I never really subscribed to. I fell out of a tree when I was 8. I broke both my arms, and that really fucked up my year. So from a very early age, I knew I was not invincible. Like, no, I can get real hurt, and it hurts. And so, maybe I didn't skate as much as I would have in my tween years, if I had not broken my arms. But I definitely don't want to be that self-destructive 27-year-old. I want to live to be 30, So, in memory of all the 27-year-olds we've lost, I think I'm going to not fuck around with cocaine, right? I think I missed my window. I'll just chill out here with weed. I'll be an old stoner, but still young.
Psychedelics every once in a while.
Yes, I'll go on psychedelic vacations.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, my parents are old. Oh, my God. Like, because, I feel old. I just described how old I am. But, god damn, my parents are some old racists, dude. I don't even know how they do it. I don't even know. Yeah, they fucking stopped in the 80s and they started walking backwards. And I think they got to the 50s. I think they've arrived. So, they got real old. These people are 100 years old.
Yeah. And when you go visit them and you're like, they seem to keep getting worse. It's like, yes, we always are moving.
Yeah, if we are moving and they are moving. Yes. So first, it's not like they're staying still and you're walking away from them. If you were to stay still, they'd still be walking away from you. So we're walking in different directions because they are following a dead Christ, right? Yeah. And we are walking toward the future because that's the only place we can live. Can't live in the past, it's gone. You know, we live here in the present, and it's going away. We got to move to the future.
Yeah, we gotta surf this explosion.
That's right. Yeah. We are built to ride the wave. So do it. Let's ride forward. We live in the party that lives between the.
And built is more like
fire
evolution surviving.
The flaming
Those that
ice.
can survive through evolution, right? We're built to live here.
Yeah, but that's it. That's how it was done.
Yeah.
That's how the design was finalized.
Yeah.
Was because everything that didn't work very well died. Like, I mean, it's a very effective designing tool. If you can go see it if you want, evolution in practice, you can go see it in video games or sort of solutions to video games.
Mm-hmm.
You can see how evolutionary programming solves problems better every generation, you know?
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. There's lots of YouTube videos to look into about that. It's interesting shit. The evolution of AIs, even though we don't call them that anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Alright. Do you want to listen to any music? Or did we just do that? Did we just listen to music and now I gotta go to my notes? Let's see here. Cocaine, quit by 27. Check.
Check.
Sex is like a check. Knocking on rich people's doors. Someone said the other day that we need more rich people, so we're going to go to the... next time we get into town, I'm going to go into the very rich neighborhoods and knock on their doors and ask them, you know, just let them know.
To be our patrons.
Be like, hey, our cult needs more rich people, so we came to these very, very high-cost buildings, and we're asking, are you rich? So look forward to those videos. I'm very excited.
How much entertainment money do you budget monthly?
Yeah, what is your monthly entertainment budget? Because as a cult, we were coming at those dollars, and we want to know if you got a lot of them. That would be very funny, just to be
very open.
frank and open from the beginning. We're here for your money. I think that would be funny. Maybe haha funny. Maybe just weird funny.
Yeah.
But they both count.
Yeah.
So there. Because when they're like, it's not funny, I mean like, funny strange? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that's funny. That's odd. No, that's right. Haha. It counts. You said it was funny. And we'll do maybe a couple of those, because we're trying to get these viral videos, eh? We gotta go viral, is the thing. So, I hear that the best way to go viral is to have like a 5-second joke, right? And so, we're gonna film, so there's lots of 5-second bits we do, you know, you're just walking by, you wanna join, please join my cult, right? So we do a lot of 5-second stuff, we're gonna have to cut it out, and make the videos.
Yeah.
Do we post them to like, is Vine still a thing?
I don't think so.
Is it to TikTok? We're going to TikTok? How on earth can TikTok be like, I know what I'm gonna do, hold on, let's do Vine, and that's it, right? Like, come on. Isn't it? It's exactly, like, this failed 5 years ago when you're not paying attention. It's like when you go and you see a Chinese restaurant in a place where another Chinese restaurant failed, although they don't often fail, do they? They're pretty good at fucking sticking around. Let's not do Chinese restaurants. Let's do, like...
Pizza shop.
Is that right? Italian place, right? And then it's like... Or what about, like... But they just keep coming and going, you know, and everyone tries the same thing. They're like, I'll try it. And they're like, we just did this. A poor couple lost their entire life savings.
Yeah, then maybe some just kind of cafe or diner.
Diner, let's do that. Let's do kooky art store. What about like...
Nice. I always see art shops open and close.
Yeah. Like, what about like, we sell cool rocks and crystals. Yeah. And it's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that same thing the guy before me did, but it's going to be me.
Yeah. There's an antique store that's opened up 3 times halfway to our house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The triple antique store was like, I'll try again. Yeah.
And in between the antiques, they had a bong shop.
Glass
bongs.
Maybe it's got to be the bongs then. Maybe bong stores never stick around. Why are you going to try it? I don't even know why we started talking about that.
Get viral.
Get viral. Doesn't seem like they connect, do they?
No.
No. Whoops. Maybe we were just rambling. Sorry, everybody.
5-second clips. Oh, TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, that's right. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of TikTok, we are almost done with the show here because we're very, very early because we have early things to do today.
Mm-hmm.
So we started at 9, which was early, and we're going to end at 11, which is early. But not. I mean, it's soon, which is weird. So it's early but soon.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go over my notes. Oh, here's another one. Here's 2 other ones.
I've got one too.
Oh, the viral. So if you do have any, if you're like, my favorite bit is this. Here's my favorite bit.
You guys do.
Let's check it out as the short viral version of it, and we'll like record a new version of it, and we'll go back and we'll get the really good one. Or maybe we'll just make the meme out of it. We'll find like a picture of me and we'll just put it over it and be like, "Would you like to join my cult?" Like that. Maybe that would work. I don't know. That's where our meetings are right now. We're crafting our very viral options, our very TikTok-y sort of things. Even though I don't think TikTok is a thing anymore.
To bring in the audience.
To bring in the audience, because we've got to be seen. Now that we have the very large backlog of videos to go watch, and we have this daily stream a thrumming, it's time to invite the general public into our meetings and to these conversations. The Flying Spaghetti Monster Italian Restaurant. I'd eat there every Friday. Free breadsticks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it's Olive Garden, right?
Free if you order stuff.
Free if you order stuff. You can't just sit there.
Right.
Like stuff is like wine. Can I have breadsticks and wine?
Perhaps.
Yeah. So okay. So
TikTok.
Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you watched Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you were younger.
No.
You didn't watch it when you were a younger person? Younger than now.
Yeah.
Everything you did when you were younger.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Thanks, Mitch Hedgesberg, for that good point. So Star Wars came out in 77. 80 was Empire, 83 was Return. And then a bunch of nothing, right? And so Luke Skywalker, and you add all those minutes together, and it's, let's say they're 2 hours each. That's 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, 6 times 6 is 36, 360 minutes, right, of Luke Skywalker. And then, sort of like, Episode 8 happens, Episode 7 happens and he's not really in it, except for the last thing. And then Episode 8 happens and everyone's like, they ruined Luke Skywalker, right? And so they didn't, though, because they just added more minutes of his life. But they contradict that thing that you had built in your head, right? Mm-hmm. So if anyone feels like, I've lost Luke Skywalker today, it's because they lost what they had scribbled in the gaps, mm-hmm. right? You had 360 minutes of Luke Skywalker, and he wasn't on screen all the time, but you filled out that whole story.
Yeah. And
so that happens with Jesus, right? Everyone has their own version of Jesus. All these people who are reading the book, there's only 360 minutes of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, you're pretending he's a real person, and so you fill in all the gaps, right? You fill it all in. And so every single person who has ever done that has filled it in differently, because they're doing it in their own brain, right?
Right.
With crayons on the white space. And they're like, and probably between the age of 12 and 33, he did this. Like, no, you made that up, mm-hmm. right? Well, that mm-hmm. whole story is made up. You can't fill it with anything. There's nothing to fill it with other than your imagination. And you're going to imagine some things different than other people. You cannot have the same image. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to think that if you put 2 different monkeys at typewriters and you say, fill this space with type, that any 2 monkeys will type the same thing, right? That would be crazy to think. And so that's the same thing with every Christian. So they're all like, no, I'm a Christian. I've got the true Jesus, and everyone's got the true Jesus. And like, no, that's wrong. You're just false. It's a mythology. There's just it's like saying the true Loki or the true fucking Thor, or I guess those are the same guys, Loki and Zeus, right? Like, there's no such thing as the true Zeus, you know? But they were talked about. Anyone could talk about him at the fucking fire, right? It's nighttime, nothing to do. We're all around the fire. Someone's talking about Zeus, and I've never heard this before. I was like, right, they made it up. And we're all making it up,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the Jesus. And so, you know, whenever so this sort of united idea of Jesus, whenever they're like Christians, it's like, no, each Christian's absolutely different. Every fucking Muslim's absolutely different. And to say Christians believe this is just not true.
Yes.
It's like, this is within the options for Christians to believe, but no one can be like, you've got to believe this to be a Christian. Although the broadest sort of sentence is, you believe that the Bible's true, right? Like, you're a Christian if you believe the Bible's true. If you don't believe that the story is mythology, you're Christian. And so, yeah, they don't really have anything in common. And so the united front of Christians isn't as united as the front of Pastafarians. Like, we are here because we agree on these fundamental ideas that, like, you know, a satirical religion is a better religion than the dogmatic ones that we were handed. We kind of agree on that, and for whatever reasons. But, you know, who knows what two Christians agree on out of all of their options, right? Who knows if they actually agree on anything at all, right? Because Jordan Peterson doesn't even agree that fucking Christ is literal, I think. Calls himself a Christian, right? So if you look at the Venn diagrams of belief of Jordan Peterson and the next Christian you find in the streets, maybe they don't even cross, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's just a thought. I don't know if that was important. I bet it was important to one of you, and that's why Flying Spaghetti Monster had me say it. Maybe somebody out there, maybe not in the live audience, maybe in the later audience. So
touch your screen
so touch your screens right now, everybody. If that's the touch your screens and you can feel me, I'm touching my microphone right now, ladies and gentlemen. So feel the power of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Get ready to feel his noodly appendages touching you in your heart, and not just now, but later in the future when you re-listen to this, and when you listen to this song right here. Flying Spaghetti Monster is going to touch you in your heart with his holy noodly appendages.
my point of view, you do what I'm insane. It's not sane. It's not sane. I just want someone to save me. Oh, 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 oh. I'll always be there when you're away. Yeah. You know I like to keep my cheeks dry today. So stay with me and I'll have it made. I'll have it made. I'll have it made. Oh, no, no, no. You know I'm really gonna have it made. You know I have
That guy might be one of the guys we lost at 27, way too young. Have to look into it. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up here today. I'm just looking over my checklist of things that we've got to do. I've got to take my prescription medications. I don't know if you guys, that's a segment we like to do here. I don't know if you guys are taking your prescription medications, what time of day you do that. But, you know, since I do this stream every day and I take prescription medications every day, I thought, wait a minute. Why not put these things together? Another thing I do is shit every day. So, well, tomorrow we're going to try this this new segment called Let's Shit. No, I'm lying to you. We tried that earlier. It didn't go very well. Meridian Heights remembers. So yeah, if you do have any more questions, if there's any guests in the audience there, we'd love to take your questions. And other than that, I'm not sure I've got anything else here to talk about. Jo's going to be back here in a minute. She's got a checklist to look over as well. She's getting me the water so that I can take these prescriptions medications, but because I can't go get it because I got to sit here and talk with you guys. I think you can hear it. I think you can hear the pipes in the background. Can you? Through the microphone? Many people have asked me, what's that buzz going on in the background? And don't forget that that is one of our brainwashing techniques. That is sending signals and images right to your cerebellum, where your decision-making part of your brain. And so we're, you know, sending suggestions to your mind so that we can brainwash you, you know, good suggestions though. You can trust us with the brainwashing machine. And we got it from like the 50s. It's this 50s device, and you just sort of put an image on it, and then it buzzes, and like it's like a Xerox machine. It's got like a glass plate, and we put the paper on the plate, and then that buzz sort of puts it right into your cerebral cortex. So, I'm about done. Do you have anything else on your checklist, Jo, that you want to do today? Because thanks for the water. And I took my prescription medications, and they were delicious.
Oh yeah, I do.
You got something else to talk about?
Check out the Instagram account for you. Pastafarian Street Preacher.
You want me to go do the Instagram right now? Or you want to go check out the Instagram? You just want me to promote it.
We did 2 little live videos yesterday.
2 live videos, yeah. 2 live crew. So go look at that. Yeah. Go look at our things that we post. Because people love Instagram. You love Instagram. Well, guess what? I Instagram. So if you love Instagram, you're going to love my Instagram. Because you love Instagram.
Yep. That's it.
Did I say it enough? Did I do it? Did I do it for like the next week? Yeah. Are they going to be like, no, it doesn't even count. You got to do it tomorrow too. These meetings are savage, dude. They're very cruel. So anyway, it's 11 o'clock. I've got lots of chores to do. We could talk more, but I am busy. I'm sorry. I've got to go do real life stuff. I'd stick around all day and talk. They won't let me right now. If I had tons of money though, I would. Hey, the more money we make, and thanks again for the donations, thanks for the views. All this shit helps. The subscriptions, it really does help. Sitting around all day talking shit, it's a fun thing to do. A, it's fun. Thanks for having fun with me. And B, it really does help this thing grow, right? Because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. We are trying to get a bit noticed because I'm good at this. I'm very good at talking to strangers on the street about how their religion is poison and they need to quit today. It's immoral. I want to do it. It's hard for me to do it right now for financial reasons. But, you know, when I can do this for my real actual job, I will. God damn it. Every day. So, because I just want to be on Venice Beach. It was a blast. I just want to go to Venice Beach every day. Yeah. Just be there. We could
Hermosa and walk between the two. And...
No, I'm not walking from Hermosa to Venice. I mean, give me better shoes.
Maybe then just...
Maybe if I cut off my pinky toe. Yeah, even that walk was still savage. Oh. This flat earther tried to heal my toe in the name of Jesus Christ. It didn't work. Jesus Christ can't even handle that fucking walk in the shoes that I got. He can't fix that problem. So thank you everybody who showed up. Mato Freights, Meridian Heights. Just the two of us today, 3 of us, 4 of us, if I count the 2 of us in the studio. The 2 of you, the 2 of us, and the NSA. Thanks NSA for coming and recording all this, and for sending those transcripts to my email. You know, as per usual. And I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Probably starting around 10 o'clock, ending up around noonish. I don't know. It's hard to see the future.
Seems so long